welcome to ASMR Relationships, a soothing walk through someone else's problems to give you shelter from your own, if only for a brief moment. My name is Kristen, and I will be reading you real Reddit posts with minimal editorializing and a little bit of personal judgment. I will avoid any posts with overly heavy or sensitive topics, so please just sit back, relax, and enjoy the drama. All of today's posts come from the Our Relationships subreddit. An anonymous Instagram account messaged me saying that my girlfriend of 2 years, 18 female, was cheating on me, 18 male, with my best friend, 18 male. So the other day, a blank Instagram account with no followers, nor following anybody, created a post that said, "Your girlfriend's name cheated on you with best friend's name," and tagged me in the photo. After messaging the person, she said that someone told them that it happened, and they couldn't stand by and not tell me. I was skeptical at first, but the account mentioned some facts/events that were true and proceeded to tell me that someone very close to me told them. The account also mentioned that they didn't not feel guilty about it and would do it again. Now, I don't want to believe the validity of this statement, as I trust my girlfriend and best friend a lot. But this planted a seed of doubt in my mind, and I can't help but be skeptical. They've spent the night at her house without me once, and they have a very touchy friendship. Also, lately, she's had a much lower sex drive and frequently rejects my attempts. Is this just a cruel joke? Would anyone actually do this out of spite, or should I investigate the situation at hand? Would I be able to detect awkward body language after the encounter if it actually happened? Am I just freaking out for no reason? LOL. TLDR. Anonymous Instagram account messaged me that my girlfriend was cheating on me with best friend. Some facts checked out, so I'm skeptical. My advice is this. Y'all are too young to be dealing with this stuff. Boyfriend, 25, ditched me, 22 female, for his friends. I told him exactly how I was feeling, and now I regret it. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 4 years. We've grown to understand each other and love each other, as well as plan our lives together, but our communication is still a work in progress. Lately, he got an awesome job to sleep overnight at the local university to watch over a summer camp, so I drive to campus to see him during the days. I missed him at nights though, so we made a plan to have an intimate, snuggly evening with some tacos when he came over on the weekend. Saturday is his only available evening. Yesterday, we had a silly little fight. He was cranky and tired, and I asked him, "Are you okay?" And I guess he didn't appreciate being prodded at that time. We talked about it, and it seemed okay. I made sure to promise to be patient next time if he's tired. Something bugged me today, Saturday. He texts me in the morning saying that he made plans with his friends and that he'll catch up with me some other time. I got really upset because I had been waiting for that day and these plans for ages. I texted him that it's not okay because he made me a commitment. He said that he'd rather hang out with his friends and chill out. I then, for some reason, got really upset and my anger bubbled over. I asked for his time to talk this through, and he said he can't come by, but he can call me. He called me and was pretty rational, but I was very emotional. I told him that what he did hurt my feelings, and then he said that he knew it would cause this, but he did it anyway because he didn't want to hang out with me. At this point, I'm kind of crying on the line. I went straight to crazy town. I got really upset when I heard this. I felt unimportant and easy to dispose of. He pretty much said he had no time for me right now and had to go. So I sent him a message after the call saying that I'm sorry, but I'm still hurt. Regardless, I hope he has a good day. That's the most recent contact. Now I regret a lot and feel like I'm being absolutely insane. I wish I hadn't said anything. How do I proceed from here? Every other time we have incidents like this, I let it slide. So this is really the first time I've laid it all out right away. TLDR. Boyfriend ditches me for pals on a day we planned during the week without asking first. I kinda went nuts instead of letting myself think first. Not sure how to fix it. My advice is this. You are not crazy, but your boyfriend is a dick. My 29 male girlfriend, 25 female, is on a holiday and is staying with her ex-boyfriend for a week. We've been dating for a little over 6 months, and now she's gone on this overseas holiday to visit her ex-boyfriend from a few years ago. But she also has 2 other friends to see while she's there. To clarify, they're spending full days together, and she's not just using him as a place to crash. Apparently, they were together for a year or so, and he's currently single. I personally wouldn't think of doing the inverse to her, as I can imagine that me doing that would make her insecure or uncomfortable, but obviously it's her own choice to do so. I'm just not sure if it's worth saying that I feel insecure about it, because probably nothing she could say would really be able to fix my insecurities. The activities they are doing, won't disclose them in case she sees this, would usually be considered romantic activities, although that could be quite arbitrary. I just know that others that I've dated would be jealous and upset if they knew I was doing those activities with another woman, let alone an ex. She hasn't given me a clear reason not to trust her, but as I said, we've only been dating for 6 months, so I am feeling quite insecure, especially as they dated for longer than we have. I would be absolutely fine if she were to catch up with an ex or message an ex, but this specific incident makes me feel uncomfortable. I have also never seen any exes during our relationship or expressed any desire to do so. Is it reasonable for me to feel insecure and to bring this up with her? I know the only way my insecurities would be eased is if she told me she wouldn't do this again, but I feel that might unreasonable because she obviously thinks it's okay and wants to spend that kind of time with him as a friend. However, If she asked me not to see an ex-girlfriend, or at least not spend a week with an ex-girlfriend while staying at her house, I personally would respect that because I wouldn't want to make her feel insecure. TLDR. Should I tell my girlfriend I feel insecure about her spending a week with her ex-boyfriend while she's staying at his house? My advice is this. Talk to your girlfriend. She is not a mind reader. Who do I, 22 male, believe? Girlfriend, 23 female, or friend who has no reason to lie to me? My girlfriend and I have been knowing each other for over 2 years. We dated, broke up, and we got back together. My girlfriend is one of those really overly nice type of women. She goes over and beyond for people, and she's helped people out a lot. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've been battling depression because of money and just life not going the way it should for me these past few months. My girlfriend has helped me financially a lot. She looks out for me from big things and small things, and I appreciate how much she does for me. My girlfriend is always asking me to come over, always under me, literally up my ass, every time she has the opportunity. She has really stuck by me through my financial hardships, and she's been trying to educate me on ways to keep money in my pocket, but sometimes I do feel like a burden. My friend, who's a female, told me my girlfriend was talking about my depression and how she was tired of me, and it's annoying, and how she's tired of helping me, etc. She has painted this picture of me that really has me second-guessing my girlfriend. Now mind you, my female friend was once my enemy. We didn't like each other for a long time, but over these past few months, we've put aside our differences, and she's become a close friend. And I don't think she has a real motive to lie to me. TLDR. I'm not sure if I'm letting my insecurity get the best of me, or what my friend is telling me is truth. I have asked my girlfriend about it, but of course she denied it, but I don't want to get burned by a two-faced person. My advice is this. If you used to classify someone as your enemy, I'm not sure you should be taking their advice to heart. I, female 24, found out that my boyfriend, male 27, used Tinder after we had a fight, and I don't know what to do. My boyfriend and I have been fighting quite a lot for some time, about every third day. Yesterday, we had a pretty bad one, and we both said some pretty hurtful things. We had just spent the night with his parents, and as we were fighting, I said that I'm glad I never have to spend time with his boring family ever again. It's rude and immature, I know. He called me some pretty nasty things as well. We said that we were going to break up, which we do sometimes when we fight, and he said that he could never forgive the things I said about his family. I tried to talk to him, but he didn't want to, and I eventually fell asleep. This morning didn't start out great. but I apologized for the things I had said about his family, and we eventually worked things out. We said that we loved each other, and everything was back to normal. Later, we were sitting on the couch when he pulled out his phone to show me something, and I saw the Tinder app on his phone. I was shocked and asked him about it. He got defensive and put it away. I demanded he'd show me the app, but he refused and proceeded to delete his account. I was so fucking choked. I started packing my things, and he said he had used If at 3 a.m. because he couldn't sleep and he thought it was over between us. He also claimed that he only swiped a few times and never knew if he matched with anyone because he forgot about it the next day. That's why he showed me the phone. He said he was stupid and it was the biggest mistake of his life. He says he deleted his account and didn't show it to me because that would make it real, and he didn't want to see if he had matched with anyone. Throughout our whole relationship, we have both talked about how much we value honesty and that the worst thing both of us could imagine is the other one cheating. We have both admitted to each other that we are jealous people and that we struggle with things like this. I just don't know what to do at this point. I honestly feel embarrassed to tell anyone. I don't know if he is a total piece of shit or if I'm over-exaggerating. I just thought he was different, and I feel like I can't trust him at all anymore. I feel so disrespected, and I also think it shows that he is way more immature than I first thought. Please give me some advice. TLDR. My boyfriend used Tinder after a fight, and I feel so miserable. My advice is this. I'm sorry for laughing at you as I was reading. But if he couldn't wait 24 hours after a fight before getting on Tinder again, I'm not sure there's much worth salvaging here. This next post was submitted by Threep Willow on Twitter. I'm female 34, pregnant, and struggling with my husband's male 35 lack of support regarding my in-laws' behavior. How can I improve the situation? Sorry for the length. I've explained this on Am I the Asshole, but since the common opinion is that I'm not at fault, I was told to look for advice elsewhere. Some info. I've been happily married for 10 years now. I'm still very much in love, and he's my best friend, and we normally never argue. I'm not even sure if this was an argument, but it left me feeling lonely, unsupported, and isolated from his side of the family. The relationship with his parents has been strained. They own a number of mouse figurines. They are made from different materials, and one is a giant papier-mâché one called Timothy. Each of them has a whole character profile with backstories, personal preferences, family relations, etc., and all of them are seen as part of the family. Timothy, even, as my in-law's grandchild. What unsettles me is that they constantly talk as them with other mice or each other/guests. They'll use a high-pitched tone and they'll talk in a manner that little children would use. For instance, my husband's father will squeakingly say, "My tummy hurts," I am hungry, while wiggling a mouse plushie in my face. I'm then expected to answer the mouse and get it, not him, something to eat. They do this constantly. In fact, most of the time, the mice are talking, not them. Till now, I've never said anything judgy, but I usually avoid talking to the mice and instead address the person talking. I've never talked as a mouse. His parents have noticed this and have often tried forcing me into it. They are visibly upset that I won't participate and have gifted me mice figurines on several occasions that I haven't used. I understand that it's probably them welcoming me into the family, but I'm just too creeped out by it. When they visit us, they force me to get them out of the closet and display them, and I feel invaded by that. At the same time, I feel silly about feeling invaded by inanimate objects. Today, it escalated when we announced that I am pregnant, and my father-in-law replied that it would be wonderful to soon have 2 grandchildren. By the first, he meant Timothy. For the first time, I got angry and said that he didn't have a grandchild yet, and that my child was incomparable to a papier-mâché mouse. They got very angry, and I got screamed at as Timothy for disrespecting him. He called me stupid. This is the conflict I need advice for. Instead of supporting me, my husband stayed silent the whole time and later told me that many people's stuffed animals talk and that he can't understand how I am so tolerant in everything but this. I was crying at this point, but he didn't comfort me, which is very unlike him, and how I know that he is truly upset as well. I've been very sad as I am a family-oriented person, and I've always regretted that I don't feel included in his side of the family. His parents have always acted cold toward me, although I've made an effort to take a genuine interest in their lives and to build a bond with them. After my outburst, it's obviously even worse. I feel lonely and unsure, and I don't know how to act anymore or how to make him understand that I need him to do something. I don't even know what I want him to do exactly. I'm scared that he will reject me for being difficult and putting him in an uncomfortable position, but at the same time, I feel like I can't stand this anymore. I'm scared that they'll do this to our child or make them feel unloved. So, I'm looking for advice on how to deal with this situation. Should I press the issue or accept the situation and try to avoid them? How should I deal with this once our child is born? TLDR. My in-laws communicate as and via mouse figurines, who they see as family members. I don't want to participate and told them my child would be different from and more important than a mouse grandchild. They got really angry and, instead of supporting me, my husband thinks I should be more tolerant. My advice is this. Lady, I don't know what to tell you. You married into a mouse family. Been dating almost 2 years. I think I need to dump him. So me, 24 female, and my boyfriend, 24 male, have been together for almost 2 years. We've had a lot of ups and downs, and a couple months ago, he dumped me. The next day, he told me he made a big mistake, and he really does not want our relationship to end. I explained to him that I loved him a lot, but that I was going to take some work from his side to win back my trust. Since then, I have been trying to trust him, but I'm finding it really hard. I keep giving him opportunities to prove me wrong, but he keeps proving me right. And it's over simple things, like me having to always ask him to come visit because he never comes out of his own. He keeps saying that if I just give him a chance, he will prove that he will come, and I tried that, and he didn't come. When I mentioned this to him, he just shut off completely. He ignored my messages for the whole night, and today he is refusing to see me. He does not answer my calls, and he says he just doesn't want to see me. I feel hurt because I have never done anything like this to him. I've always listened. I've always showed up. I've given up a lot of myself to be with him, and at the moment, I just don't feel appreciated. On the other hand, he is super sweet and got me a bunch of goodies when I was in hospital, even though I know he really doesn't have the money. I don't know what to do. I wish he would just talk to me, but it feels like he is refusing to listen to anything I have to say out of principle, and no matter how hard I try, he is going to keep going until I break. TLDR. Boyfriend of 2 years is acting like an asshole suddenly, and I don't know if I should dump him. This week's top comment comes from Rita FTN. I've given up a lot of myself to be with him. Boy, bye. Lack of trust, lack of communication, and giving up a lot of yourself sounds pretty rough to me. Sorry you're going through this. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you for joining me on ASMR Relationships. If you'd like to submit a post, please email me at asmrrelationships@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter at funnygirltm, like trademark. If you enjoyed hearing my voice, please check out the other project I do with my brother Joe, the Can We Talk About podcast, where we're currently discussing the original Transformers cartoon episode by episode, and I speak a lot more animatedly. You can find the iTunes link in the episode description. If you enjoyed this episode, do me a solid and give me a rating on whatever podcatcher you're using. I'm a tiny little fledgling podcast, and I'd really appreciate it. I'd also like to thank my good friend Madeline for the podcast artwork. You can follow her at Ignore the Robot on Twitter. Until next time, here's my best advice. Break up with him.